Hi creative friends, this is Freya and thank you so much for being here. So I allowed this to completely dry and I'm coming back to it, and this is something that I am struggling with, so I am going to talk about it and document it on this video. So I've been looking at the progression of this particular portrait, and it's something that I've been struggling with all of my portraits, and that is that I liked the roughness and the rawness and the more emotive qualities of the earlier stages. And I feel like, sometimes when I work on it, like the more I work on it, the more tame it gets, and I lose some of that juice that I want. So I'm going to stop myself, because this is a tendency that I have, and I don't know, maybe some of you guys have it as well, is that I tend to kind of like overwork things. I don't know what it is. So like I am looking at the progression of this particular portrait, and I liked, like especially the eye area, I liked like all the dark stuff that was going around the eyes. I liked it a lot better because it was just giving it so much depth and dimension. And now I feel like I've lost some of that. So I'm going to go in and put maybe some really darker colors. And it's okay, it's mixed media, so I caught it and I'm going to rectify it. While I do this, I'm gonna address a question that I got, and somebody made a comment that like the way I placed my eyes in the beginning, they liked it a lot better then, and they were asking me like what was wrong with the eyes, like why did I move it down, and the answer to that is that the eyes actually go midway down the face. And I know it doesn't seem like that is true, but if you measure your own face actually, or just look at magazines or whatever, you will find that the eyes are actually placed much lower down than we might think they are. It's kind of weird. It's like we automatically kind of think that the eyes go up higher on the face than what they actually do. But if you do the measurements, the eyes kind of go midway down the face. And the general rule of thumb is that your eyes, if you take your finger and put it like by your eye and you draw a line to your ears, it should reach the top of your ears. And if you take your finger and put it on your bottom lip and then go towards your ear again, it should reach the bottom of your ear on a plane, because remember your face is so I have this apple here for this very purpose. So your face is a sphere, and I talked about this in one of my earlier videos. Your face is a sphere, so it's not like you're doing a line that's like a straight line, because things are going to curve. So that's a whole other separate discussion, but I just wanted to point out that, yeah, the reason why I did that is because the eyes do go down further down the face than we might think. But if you are working in this way, obviously just, like if you want to, I did think that the eyes were much more expressive, the face was much more expressive when I placed my eyes higher up. It had this kind of like very emotive, like raw, edgy, primitive kind of look to it, which I really liked it actually. But yeah, but it was also kind of bothering me because I do know that the eyes do go like down further down the face. So yeah, so I'm just trying to bring back like some of the kind of I'm trying to bring back some of the like dark values, like the push, the recessed areas here. And I'm going to like bring some brown here into the eyes and the hair. So I talked about this in another, and I think quite a few videos, you guys, like when I was talking about still lifes and such. So your color fields are not just one color. And I think if there's one thing that really helped me when I was like taking classes and painting many years ago, if there's one thing that helped me, like just to kind of like elevate my art, it was the understanding that a color field is not one color or one value actually. Because, you know, like before I started painting, I kind of like, you know, you think, oh, well, hair is black, or, you know, a sweater is red. But actually, there are so many different colors and values and textures in one color field, and your eye is still going to read that as, say, a red sweater. You know, it's still going to read it as whatever color it is, because your eye is going to fill in the gaps. I'm sorry, your eye is going to read it as red because your mind is going to fill in the gaps. So yeah, if there's one thing that really kind of helped me, was to understand that a color field is, you know, it's just, you can pretty much, if you get your values right, you can use any color you want. And you know, a color field is made up of so many different colors and values and textures. Now I am going to bring some of that red into this area here. Now I want to start kind of playing around a little bit with my values. So even though that is, you know, I want that to recess, I still want to kind of like play a little bit here just with my values. So at this point, you guys, a lot of this is just like push and pull, you know, push and pull. I'm just kind of trying to push stuff back. I'm trying to pull stuff forward, and I'm trying to kind of like refine that whole process. And I think when I'm done my 100-day project, I'm gonna like show you guys like my, I don't know how many portraits I have actually, but I think I'll like do a, you know, I'll kind of like show you guys the portraits. I don't know if there's, I mean, I think I might have like 30-ish. I don't know. Um, And working in this way, you guys, it's so addictive for me. And you can vary things. So, like for instance, just say like, you know, for this one, I was doing like paint a monster, and I was doing, you know, the values, and I was doing the pointillism, the dots of colors. But you can just play around with things, and you can vary your parameters, like what you don't have to do that. So you can say, hey, I'm going to I'm just pulling this off the top of my head, but you can say, I'm going to use collage. I'm gonna start off, instead of like you know, using paint, you could just use collage. And I've thought about doing that actually. Like start off the painting with collage. I think that would be really interesting. I might do a video on that actually. Because I think that would be interesting. Or another thing you can do, I'm not going to do it for this particular portrait, but you can do scribbles. Like I can go in here and I can just scribble, add scribbles to it to kind of rough it up. I can add, like I've already put collage here, I can go in and add more collage. I can write, like I can just journal like over top of the portrait, or you know, in the background. Like there's so many different ways you can kind of like make it your own. And this is part of your visual language as well, is just, you know, because I just did that series on like your visual language. But all the things that you are attracted to, all of those things are your visual language. Like whatever you're attracted to, like, are you attracted to text? Are you attracted to, you know, darker values, dark and light values, juxtaposed next to each other? Like that's all part of your visual language. And even if you're doing like a portrait or whatever, anything you paint is going to come out. Like even if you're doing a landscape or a still life. So I am going to bring in some of the red here. Now, I don't, I think it needs a little bit more blue here. I just want to kind of darken this up a little bit. I feel like I kind of lost some of that. And I'm going to work on the hair here because I want to kind of bring in some darks, like blacks. And just kind of work on the nose a little bit here. That's too dark, actually. And I'm just going to drop some of that in there. Now, what I want to do is, I think I want to give the hair a little bit of shape here. So you guys, working in this way is just so freeing and addictive and fun and relaxing. Like there's really, especially at the beginning, you know, layers, there's just no stress at all. And that is very kind of, that's not common, especially when it comes to portraits, because there's just a sense of, I don't know what it is. It's just like when you're doing portraits, it just seems like it's so kind of serious, I guess. And this really helps me loosen up. Okay. I don't know, the hair is looking a bit wonky over there, like over here, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Maybe okay guys, I think I'm going to allow this to dry here. Let's see. And actually I want to add a little bit of so I don't want to overwork it, you guys, because like I said, I do have a tendency to do that. But I just want to kind of like just give it some kind of dimension, I guess. And just drag some of that into the hair there, because like I said, like your color feels like hair is not just black. The thing is, like when this dries, and for my next video I'll bring this up and I'll show you like all the different colors that are in the hair, but you're still gonna read it as black hair. Like there's pink in there, there's blue in there, there's brown. I mean, there's a ton of different colors. There's, you know, different values, etc. Okay, you guys, I don't know if the chin seems a little bit kind of wonky, but I'm not going to worry about all of that. And if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.